করবো ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ সৌভিক নমস্কার and welcome to our virtual platform of Narula Institute of Technology Civil Engineering Department. Actually to start with আমি অনেকে out of our college আছেন তাদের just particularly the speaker himself উনি ওনাকে just একটু I should give some brief about the college and the group. So to start with আমি একটুখানি অল্প 2 মিনিট সময় বেশি নেব না basically GIS group is an educational initiative এখানে আমাদের অনেক ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং টেকনোলজি এবং মেডিকেল হোটেল ম্যানেজমেন্ট ডিফারেন্ট কাইন্ড অফ কলেজেস এই গ্রুপের মধ্যে আছে আমাদের উই হ্যাভ ওয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি জিআইএস ইউনিভার্সিটি তো যদিও এই কলেজগুলো ইউনিভার্সিটি আন্ডারে পড়ে না ইউনিভার্সিটি ইজ স্ট্যান্ড অ্যালোন অ্যান্ড দে হ্যাভ দেয়ার কোর্সেস উইথ দেম এই কলেজগুলো বেসিক্যালি ম্যাকআউট এবং ডেন্টাল যেমন হেলথ ইউনিভার্সিটির আন্ডারে থাকে প্লাস হোটেল ম্যানেজমেন্টের ম্যাকআউটের আন্ডারে সো কিছু কলেজ লাইক আওয়ার কলেজ নারুলা ইনস্টিটিউট অফ টেকনোলজি অ্যান্ড জেএস কলেজ কল্যাণী and GNIT in Sodhpur. A few colleges are autonomy colleges. So autonomous হওয়ার জন্য actually we have the advantage to prepare our syllabus and have our examination conducted by ourselves. So for that actually you have to attain some capability and some capacity so that government of state government central government education department MHRD UGC and MACAUT University everybody got confidence on us to let us go for the change in the syllabus and go for the conduction of examinations. So a authenticity and data we could achieve. We are NAC accredited and our department civil engineering department along with other 4 departments সেগুলো NBA accredited আমাদের NIRF র্যাঙ্কিংও আমরা ভেরি গুড আমরা এবারে একটুখানি within 150 and within 150 that is actually in India but in West Bengal very few private colleges are among that. So anyway what I want to project is NIT is one of the very few private institutes engineering institutes যেটা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলে কিন্তু খুব ভালো পারফর্ম করছে এবং করেছে and we have started our journey in 2000 so almost 20 years and all together JIS group at any point of time we have 25 to 30,000 students with us so it's a huge big educational institute and we have always our management has got a very positive approach towards achieving the latest technology and latest system adopted and I am proud to say that jobe থেকে এই কোভিড সিচুয়েশনটা হলো and we came into a situation on lockdown from 16th of March you'll be surprised that from 17th March we have started conducting our all classes I say I repeat as per our routine on virtual mode on online mode then we conducted all examinations আমাদের কোনো এক্সামিনেশনে কোনো টাইম লস হয়নি কোনো সেশন নষ্ট হয়নি কোনো টাইম লস হয়নি on right time we have conducted proctor based detailed examination for all years diploma course আছে আমাদের ডিপার্টমেন্টে পোস্ট গ্রাজুয়েট আছে in structural engineering and BTech to achieve. So BTech is under autonomy and MTech postgraduate is under autonomy, but diploma are not under autonomy. It is under state council. So tar exam gulo tader are. So jai hok ei motamuti brief. We have 7 departments in our college. Now with the civil engineering department, we are trying to achieve a lot of things like going for industry orientation and আজকের যেরকম ওয়েবিনার করছি আমরা টেকনিক্যাল প্রচুর ওয়েবিনার্স করি আমার স্টুডেন্টরা জানে আমাদের ফ্যাকাল্টিরাও সেইভাবে তাদেরও প্রোগ্রাম হয় তারাও করেন we trying to get it latest updated with the technology and teaching pedagogy. What you say is pedagogy is very important. So we are really, I'm really proud to say that we are always trying to get ourselves updated, and management also supports all these research activities and this updation of faculties and students. Now coming to today's webinar, basically in this lockdown situation, we could not conduct any physical classes or physical seminars. So we always conduct webinars, international and national level also, and by eminent speakers. So আমি আজকে আমাদের যিনি স্পিকার তার সম্বন্ধে জাস্ট দুটো কথা বলবো, তারপর সৌভিক উইল ইন্ট্রোডিউস হিম টু আওয়ার অল participants or শ্রোতা যারা আছেন তাদের জন্য, just to give you a brief about who is he and how I got connected with him. So এটা না হলে আপনাদের হঠাৎ মনে হবে যে মানুষটা কোত্থেকে এলো। Basically he is a friend of mine and he is also a civil engineer. আমি দেখে খুঁজে সিভিল ইঞ্জিনিয়ার খুঁজে আজকে স্পিকার নন, বিকজ ওনার উৎপত্তিটা সিভিল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এর থেকেও উনি এমন একটা দিকে ছাপিয়ে গেছেন যে ওনার সিভিল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিংটা এখন আর নয়। উনি একটা ধরুন নিজে একটা সাংঘাতিক সাকসেসফুল একজন এন্টারপ্রেনার, বিজনেস এন্টারপ্রেনার। দিস ইজ নট দ্য প্ল্যাটফর্ম হোয়ার হি ডিসকাস what business he does and how he become the business owner and what business is this. No, it is a subject, it is a topic he will discuss, he will share with us how we can try to achieve at least to some extent to the way the path he has taken, যে তার জন্য নিজের মেন্টাল অ্যান্ড সেলফ ডেভেলপমেন্টটা কিভাবে করা উচিত, তার ডিটারমিনেশন কি থাকা উচিত। তিনি একজন সিভিল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ছিলেন, তার মনের মধ্যে একটা বাসনা ছিল যে আমি একদিন বিজনেস করব বা আমি একটু অন্য কিছু করব। সেটা করতে গিয়ে তার এই স্ট্রং ডিটারমিনেশন থেকে তিনি নিজেকে এমনভাবে তৈরি করেছিলেন, তিনি যতটা যেখানে যা সুযোগ পেয়েছেন সেটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আজকে কিন্তু তিনি সাকসেসফুল। তার বহুদিন আগেই তিনি চাকরি বাকরি ছেড়ে দিয়েছিনি এবং তার এই বিজনেস জার্নিটার মাধ্যমে উনি বহুদূর পৌঁছেছেন, অনেক শিখরে অনেক ওপরে পৌঁছেছেন, যাতে করে উনি চাকরির কথা ভাবেন না। তো চাকরি আর এই ব্যবসা করা, এই দুটোর মধ্যে তফাৎ এবং এই জার্নিটা কিভাবে নেওয়া উচিত সেটার জন্যই উনি, ওনার সাথে আমার পরিচিতিটা অনেক দিনের। হি ইজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি, যদি আমরা থিওরিটিক্যালি দেখি, উনি আমার থেকে অল্প সামান্য জুনিয়র, কিন্তু আমি ওনাকে দাদা বলি, উনিও আমাকে দাদা বলেন। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য নাইস রিলেশনশিপ উই হ্যাভ, এবং আমাদের খুব মধুর, খুব মিষ্টি সম্পর্ক। উই পার্সোনালি নোন টু ইচ আদার, ভেরি ক্লোজ। আমি যখন ওনাকে বলেছিলাম, উনি বললেন সে আবার কি, আমি কি বলবো। তা আমি এটাই বলেছিলাম যেটা আমার স্টুডেন্টদের জন্য আমি বলছি, এখানে আমার অনেক টিচার আছে, এটা তাদের জন্য নয়, আর স্টুডেন্টদের জন্য বলি যে তোমাদের, ওদের তো সবসময় কঠিন কঠিন মাস্টারমশাইরা আসেন, কঠিন কঠিন অঙ্ক শেখায়, কঠিন কঠিন পড়া শেখায়। তো তাতে করে ওরা বলে স্যারেরা নিজেরা পড়াচ্ছে শেখাচ্ছে, তাতে হচ্ছে না, আবার লোক ধরে নিয়েছেও আমাদের আরো চাপাচ্ছে, ওদের একটা চাপ হয়। তো এখন একটা মানুষ এসে একটু অন্যরকম ভাবে যদি বোঝায় জীবনে কিভাবে আমরা একটা জায়গায় পৌঁছতে পারি, একটা সাকসেসফুল জায়গা যেটা আমরা সবাই চাই, সেটার জন্যই আমি আজকে ওনার সাথে এটা করেছি এবং উই থ্যাঙ্কফুল টু হিম। আমরা ওনার কাছে ইনডেপ্টেড যে উনি এটা আমার রিকোয়েস্টে রাজি হয়েছেন, উনি ওনার খুব বিজি শিডিউলের মধ্যে এই সময়টা দিয়েছেন আমাদের ডিপার্টমেন্টকে, এবং আমার কথা রেখে উনি আজকে আসতে রাজি হয়েছেন। এবং আমি আর সময় নষ্ট না করে, অনেক বকেছি, এবারে আমি সৌভিককে বলি ফর্মালি আমরা শুরু করতে, আর আমি অফিসিয়ালি ফর্মালি শুভাশিস ঘোষকে এখানে ওয়েলকাম করছি। ওয়েলকাম মিস্টার শুভাশিস ঘোষ, থ্যাংক ইউ, নমস্কার।
Thank you so much.
Shovik to introduce you and start the program. Shovik.
Thank you, sir. And hello and good evening, everyone, to this webinar, Tips to the Success. To become a successful person, we have to follow our heart, I believe. And to become the successful civil engineer, we have to learn to manage the career with the technical and problem-solving skill and care to apply our knowledge and resources with sufficient priority. But what is success actually mean? To become very successful in our life, we have to think out of the box. And it is my great honor to introduce to you Mr. Subhasis Ghosh to you all. Basically, he is passed out of Jadavpur University in the year of 1980, wherein he completed the civil engineering. After passing out, he did couple of jobs in few renowned consultancy firm in Kolkata for a couple of years. Then he got a job in a state government undertaking department of West Bengal as an assistant engineer and later on got promoted as divisional engineer. But he always wanted to become an entrepreneur and have his own business. Thus, after doing job for a few years, he also started his entrepreneurial journey on the side and finally shifted full time in the business after some time. He has been gifted with two kids. His son Subhajit is now doing job in US and he's also an engineer and an MBA. And his daughter Suchismita did his BCom, then CA, and now she's working at one of the big four accounting companies. So without further, I would like to welcome Mr. Subhasis Ghosh on the screen. Sir, please.
Good evening, namaskar. I don't know how to start. First of all, to the Honorable Principal of this Narula Institute of Technology, the Honorable Dean, the Honorable Professor and Head of the Department of Civil Engineering, as well as very good friend of mine, Dr. Biman Mukherjee, all the faculty members and staff of Narula Institute of Technology, today's MC, Professor Shobhik Sharma, and my beloved friends, beloved students of civil engineering. It's really a very, very special moment and a special honor and privilege to me on being invited as a speaker in this kind of a webinar. First of all, although Dr. Shobhik has already introduced me in detail, but again, let me reiterate that I am not at all an academician. Although I do conduct a lot of seminars, but those are in connection with the business that I am in. This is a first of its kind, myself addressing a virtual gathering consisting of a group of engineering students, a bunch of meritorious boys and girls who are heading towards a successful career, and that too in presence of their teachers. This is obviously a scary thing to a first timer like me, and that's why I'm a bit nervous too. But I believe that some of you would definitely be able to grasp few points, few ideas that I'm going to share with you in next 45 minutes to 1 hour time. And by following some of them, you might be able to achieve success, I mean true success in your lives. Already my self-introduction has already been done in detail by Professor Shobhik Sharma. Still, maybe some of you have just logged in, might have missed that portion because I'm not a known face in this kind of a seminar. So let me introduce myself once again. Yes, I am a pass out of Jadavpur University. I passed out in the year 1980 where I did my civil engineering degree. So there is a connection with you and me. But to be very frank, I am meeting a group of civil engineers maybe after 21 years when I left my job. Because I was doing a civil engineering job, but after that, when I'm in my business, that is not a civil engineering business anymore. So I have lost connection with civil engineering, but with God's grace, again, after 21 years, today I'm in touch with a good number of civil engineers, professors, lecturers, and students. After passing out, I did a couple of jobs, as mentioned by Shobhik, in few renowned consultancy firms. And then I got a job in a state government undertaking department in West Bengal, initially as an assistant engineer. And after working for a few years, I got promoted to divisional engineer. But I always wanted to become an entrepreneur. and have my own business. Because somehow I could understand early in my life that even if I reach the highest level in my job, that might not help me to fulfill my dreams and lead the life that I dreamt of living. Thus, after doing my job for a few years, I started my entrepreneurial journey on the side of my job. And finally, I shifted full time in my business after a couple of years. I shall try to share more about myself within my talk. Yes, now let's come to the point. I am supposed to give you some tips to success. Really, it's very difficult to give some tips because first of all, let me tell you the fact that there are no secrets to success. It is a success is the result of three things. Number one is preparation. Number two is hard work. And number three is learning from your own failure. Without these three things, nobody can ever become successful. And now my recommendation is whatever you do in life, you must have a crystal clear why. Whatever you are doing, why you are doing that. So you need to figure out the purpose of your life. Maybe it sounds a little heavy for boys and girls of your age because you are just still now studying or getting your degree and going out for job or something like that. So you are all looking for getting a good job, making some good money, having a good lifestyle, having your own house, maybe own car, having some good bank balance, fulfilling a lot of your dreams. These are all you are looking for. But my humble question to you, is that the purpose of your life? Definitely, we all look for these things in our life, but is it the final purpose? Sounds a little heavy, no? Uh, okay, let me make it a little easier for you. Just assume that by riding a time machine, you're already 20 years ahead in your life. So, and now you are pretty successful in your career. You are making good money, you have good bank balance, you have your own house, own car, and all those things that you always dreamt of. Now, just think about, are those things still giving you the happiness? Yes, buying a new car will definitely give you happiness. Maybe for a few days, maybe for a few weeks, maybe for a few months, and then it becomes old. Buying a new house, whatever, making good money, everything, it gives you happiness. But those are not permanent happiness, isn't it? So when you have already achieved all those things, you already have all the money that you need and all the time that you like to enjoy your life. At that point of time, what did you like to accomplish? What next? And this next, to find out this next, is finding out your purpose of your life. I don't know whether you can connect with all these things or not, but as you know that success is a journey and you have to move through that journey. But ultimately, trying to reach somewhere. Now the point is, what is that somewhere? If you can figure out early in your life, I want to reach here, then only you, whatever you do, you can check, you can navigate whether that thing is helping you, guiding you to reach your final destination. So figure out the purpose of your life. And we should always be in pursuit of happiness, isn't it? We should always be in pursuit of happiness. We all want to be happy. So we should always try to follow our hearts. Maybe in the younger age of our lives, it's not always possible to decide on what is the best for us. And that's okay. And that's why we need a mentor in our lives. In our childhood, they are our parents, our teachers, and so on. But after you pass your 10th grade and when you choose your stream, is it in alignment with your own inclination? Many a time we succumb to the choices made by our natural guardians. And that early choice, if not in alignment with our soul, becomes a reason for our lifelong unhappiness. And after you pass your 12th grade, what prompted you to decide your educational path? Many a time we are not sure about it, but we follow the market trend without paying any heed to follow our hearts. The good news is now people are found to correct their course many a time in their career, and that's great. In our times, a majority of the people used to retire from the same company where they got in after they passed out. But in present day time, if somebody is found working in the same company for more than 3 years, people start thinking if something wrong is there. Now it is commonly seen that after starting a career, people often change their total career path. And while changing, if it is connected with his calling of heart, that is very much welcome. Now, you must definitely have some well-defined goals for your life in different areas. Maybe like educational goal, your career goal aligned with your passion that helps you fulfill your dreams, healthy living goal, lifestyle goal, family and relationship goal, service goal that is contributing to the society, and many others. So you must have some clear goals in your mind for your life. Now, again, I'm asking you the same question. Do you have a clear answer to the question why you chose to be an engineer? Let me help you. In most of the cases, it could have been because of one of these reasons. Number one could be out of the different choices available to you, you thought that it was easier for you to become an engineer. That's why you chose engineering. Or you thought that by becoming an engineer, your chances of getting a good job was a shade better than other professions, although the current statistics is no more justifying the same. Or maybe you thought that engineering profession is respected by others. Yes, that is true. So for these reasons, might be you have chosen your engineering as a profession. So in many of your cases, it might not have been an emotional and passionate reason. It has not been an emotional and passionate decision. Definitely with some exceptions, for whom it had been their childhood dream to become an engineer. Don't get me wrong, I myself am an engineer and my son is also an engineer. Although presently I am no more pursuing my engineering in my business, but my son is very much doing an engineering job. But I never ever influenced him to take the decision of taking engineering as his career. Rather, I asked him many a time in his childhood what he wanted to become in life, and he chose to be an engineer by himself. So we supported him, and after 12th, he did his mechanical engineering from IIT Kanpur. Actually, I should mention that in his 12th, in his ISC exam, He was the All India topper with a record-breaking marks. And then he pursued his engineering from IIT Kanpur, mechanical engineering. Then he worked for 5 years at ITC. In between, he got married. And then he left his job to go to US for doing his MBA, which he did from Harvard Business School. And presently, he is working at in Amazon at Seattle. So he is doing fantastic with engineering, and it has been his dream to become an engineer, and he is pursuing his dream. But you will be surprised to know that my daughter, who was equally good in her academics, passed the 10th grade with flying colors. And as an obvious choice, she took science for a 12th grade board exam. But while she was in 11th grade, after attending her classes for a couple of months, we found that she was not at all feeling happy. She was feeling very depressed. While we sat with her and discussed, she expressed that she wanted to change her stream from science to commerce. Although her scores in her exams for all the science subjects were excellent, but she somehow got a dream of becoming a chartered accountant and many more things to follow. It was a strange decision. We talked with her teachers, and in the middle of the session, she changed her stream from science to commerce. And from then onwards, she had not only scored excellent marks in her exams, but at the same time, she had been able to do justice to her dream, to her passion in her pursuit of happiness. Okay, let's change the angle a bit now. Let me talk a little on personal development. It's commendable that you got a chance to pursue your engineering and you are getting good grades, and we are sure that you will get a good job too, because getting a chance in this kind of an institution who are doing so good, and therefrom after graduating you will definitely get a good job and you will definitely fulfill your dreams. But maybe for some of you, you might be still regretting that if you could do a little better in your scores, you could have qualified for some other streams, having a better career option. Let me tell you a few things. The core engineering, that is civil, electrical, and mechanical, demand for this engineering will always be there. Percentage wise, job opportunity always goes up and down. Normally, it is seen that when you enter into your engineering, the stream that you chose might have the highest demand, but by the time you pass out from the engineering college, the demand has gone down, and some other stream, the demand has gone up there. But to become truly successful in life, these are no issues at all. But to become successful in today's world, you have to learn another trait very fast, and that is leadership. You have to become a good leader in life, both in your profession as also in your family life. Leadership is a vast subject, and I will try to touch upon few areas of leadership. But to become a good leader in life, first you have to become a good person. And for that, you have to remain plugged with some self-development program. You have to continuously develop yourself better, far better, like that. In every areas of your life, set some dreams and convert those dreams into goals by putting a date on your dream. Then set a game plan, an action plan. How? by counseling with your coach or guru or mentor, and you have to figure out one like that. And then develop the belief that your plan will work, and then relentlessly act on your plan to make your dream a reality. Then set another dream and follow the same process. One more suggestion: whatever job or assignment you were given, do it as if you were the owner of the company, taking full responsibility of the same. Don't work just like an employee. Let me share a small story with you. There are two friends um, passing out from the same engineering college, doing the same education, and joining the Indian Railways in the same year at the same time with the same qualification. But there was a big difference in between these two very good friends. One of the friends always focused on making money, how much I can make, because that was his primary need. But for the other boy, making money was definitely one of his primary need. But he also wanted to check and ensure that while he has joined the Indian Railways, his goal should be to serve the Indian Railways. Not only doing my job like an employee and making money and fulfilling my personal needs, but also he had a responsibility to serve the Indian Railways. So the attitude was different for these two friends. And the time passed by, and after a few years, the growth curve for both the boys were a little different for obvious reason. And after many years, the boy who really looked for the money, he also got promoted, and now he was a supervisor. And in a summer day, under the scorching sun, that boy was inspecting some railway track maintenance work, standing on the railway track with a hat and a umbrella in his hand. He did good job for his department, and at that time a saloon car came on the track and stopped there, and from that saloon car a young executive, top executive, nicely dressed, came down, and he straight proceeded towards that supervisor boy. And the laborers were seeing from a distance, and they were just wondering how come this top official is approaching that supervisor. They do not look the same, but they found that the executive approached and met the supervisor, shook hands, hugged them each other, and then did some talk. And after some time, they just waved their hands, and the executive again boarded the saloon car and went back. Then the laborers went to the supervisor and asked, "Sir, how come that top executive came down and reached you, shook your hands, and hugged you, and it looked like that you were very close to each other, you were just like good friends. Is it true?" Then the supervisor said, "Yes, it's true. We are very good friends, and we joined the Indian Railway in the same year at the same time with the same qualification." Then the laborers asked, "Then how come you are still doing a job of a supervisor, and he looks like a very top officer of Indian Railways?" Then the supervisor confessed that, "Yes, that's true, because I always looked at my income, my benefit, and I lived my life from paycheck to paycheck." And he also did the same thing, but he had a broader mind. He always looked at how good he could serve the Indian Railways. That's why I am a supervisor today, and he has now become a top executive of Indian Railways. So my suggestion, whatever job you were assigned, do it just like you are the owner of the company. And while doing your job, gather the experience, the know-how, and always keep on navigating whether the work you have been doing is taking you towards your dreams and goals. And if your heart wants you to become an entrepreneur, to become a micro entrepreneur, listen to your heart, counsel with your mentor, and be in lookout for any opportunity to which your heart responds positively. In today's world, where economic recession is a regular periodic matter and job losses are the biggest threat at every level, it might be wise to think of doing something of your own after working hard for a few years in some companies. The government also admits it openly that currently the number of boys and girls coming into the marketplace seeking jobs and the number of jobs available for them, there is a huge gap. And in the years to come, getting a good job after doing reasonably well in your education might become an unlikely proposition. That's why the government is also promoting the young boys and girls to turn into an entrepreneur. And instead of becoming a job seeker, to become a job giver to others. Things are changing very fast, and we need to adapt with these changes faster. Okay, now let me again change the angle a little bit. Some general advices. To become successful in life, first, you need to keep yourself soaked with positives all the time. I say think positive, speak positive, dream positive, associate with positive people, which also means disassociate with some negative people. At any given moment, if the amount of positive and the negatives within ourselves could be measured, amount of negative is always much higher, much bigger than the amount of positive. As because the inputs that we get through our eyes, through our ears are predominantly negatives. That's why our thought processes are also negative. And it's universal truth that people get more attracted to negatives. So if we have to become positive and attract positives, we have to take some deliberate steps. How? First, we need to cut off the sources which feeds us negatives, but that alone is not enough to proceed long enough, as because the negatives that are already within us are still there. So what could be done? You cannot take out all those negatives, but you can definitely dilute them by pouring more positive consciously in a consistent and persistent manner. So make it a habit of reading some good books on a daily basis for at least 15 to 30 minutes. I'm not talking about your engineering books or any specific book. Good books, good positive mental attitude books, which uplifts you. Listen to some good audio or good video clips, maybe some good music daily to keep yourself motivated, keep yourself positive. Look out for the opportunities of associating with the positive people all the time. Then my next suggestion is write down your top 5 emotional dreams. Write down, not just think. Thinking is not enough. Write down your top 5 emotional dreams. There has to be some emotion within. Cut pictures of your dreams. Put your planned dates for accomplishment of those dreams on those pictures to convert those dreams into your goals. Put them in few prominent places where your eyes frequently fall upon, so that your dreams become a dominant thought process of yours. Start speaking about those dreams in present tense as if you have already got it. Prepare your own self-talk that boosts you up whenever you read them. Make a habit of reading your own self-talk loudly at least 3 to 4 times every day. Make it a habit of saying the small sentence, I can do it. I can do it. These 4 words making this sentence, this is the most powerful sentence in the world. Whatever assignments is given to you, you say to yourself, I can do it. Make it a habit of saying this sentence to yourself as many times as you can. In order to succeed in life, one has to be a master in using few things. Firstly, the 3 powers. There are a few powers. Number 1 is power of unity. Where there is unity, there is blessings of God. So always remain united. United with your family, united with your institution, united with your organization, and united with your mentor, because God blesses unity. Second power is power of submission. Always be in submission with your mentor and with God. I mean the godly principles. Principles of honesty, integrity, values, ethics. And third, power of, power of spoken words. There is tremendous power in your words. So whatever you speak, think about it. Speak the things that you want to have in your life, but you still do not have it. Never speak the things that you already have, but you don't want. So long in life, most of us have always thought about ourselves. Me, only me. And we have also seen others to do the same. But true success comes through happiness. And that happiness comes when we replace the words I or me by we or us. But ultimate happiness comes through serving others, by developing the attitude of you first, me second. Normally, we wrongly equate success with the money we make, with the income we make. But true success comes only through happiness, and happiness comes through serving others. Making enough money is very important to all of us, definitely, to have a good livelihood. And I strongly believe that you all will be able to do good in your profession and make enough money. But my piece of advice is not to make money making as your number 1 priority in life. Rather, start following the success principles and follow your heart in pursuit of happiness. It will definitely take some time, but once you start enjoying what you are doing, life becomes a celebration. Okay, few more tips because I'm already speaking for a long time, and I have to wrap it up. Few short phrases. We all want to be a winner, no? A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. So dream big and never give up. It's all about your attitude, and living a successful life is depending on your choice, whatever choices you make. When we wake up in the morning, how the day will run, it depends on us, how we choose to run this day. So attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. So whatever choice we make makes us. So let's choose wisely. It is said that if we have a strong purpose in life, we don't have to be pushed. Our passion will drive us there. And do you know, the greatest pleasure in life is in doing what people say that you cannot do, isn't it? Take the challenge. If anybody says that you cannot do it, take the challenge within yourself that yes, I'll do it. And I was talking about emotional dreams because that has tremendous, tremendous power. When your heart is triggered by emotional reasons, your brain becomes blind to see the logical barriers. Otherwise, if you just see to something logically, you will find there are so many obstacles. But when your heart is triggered by your emotional reasons, all those logical barriers or facts vanishes. Brain becomes totally blind to these logical barriers or facts till the goal is achieved. So let's fill our hearts with emotions and let's always follow our hearts. Because you know that there is nothing called problem. It's just the absence of an idea to find the solution. And again comes the thing of attitude. It's all about attitude. Okay, in the jungle, which animal is the biggest animal? Definitely the elephant. Which is the tallest? Giraffe. Which is the wisest? Maybe fox. Which is the fastest? Definitely cheetahs. Still, the lion is the king of the jungle, even without any of these qualities. How? Why? Because the lion is courageous, bold, walks with confidence, dares nothing, and is never afraid. The lion believes that he is unstoppable. The lion is a risk taker. The lion believes any animal is food for him. The lion believes any opportunity is worth giving a try and never lets it slip from his hands. So what is it that we get to learn from the lion? We don't need to be the fastest. We don't need to be the wisest. We don't need to be the smartest. We don't need to be the most brilliant. All we need is courage. All we need is the will to try. All we need is the faith to believe, yes, it is possible. All we need is to believe in ourselves that yes, we can do it. It's time to bring out the lion within us. Challenges will come because challenges are what makes our lives interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful, isn't it? But to lead a successful life, we have to learn, we have to develop ourselves in some more areas. How to treat others. It is said that do unto others what you would have them do unto you. So what kind of behavior you expect that other people does with you, you do the same thing when you treat others. Next, avoid any argument because no one has ever won any argument. Next, learn to say sorry. He who can say sorry maximum number of times becomes the maximum highest successful. Learn to say sorry if that sorry solves the problem. And maybe even if you are in no fault, if that simple sorry solves the problem, say sorry. And it is said that true success is measured by how many people are better off because you lived. It is not measured by how many assets, how much money you have earned. How many people are better off because you lived. That is again talking about service. Be an encourager, be an uplifter, be an uplifter to others. My next suggestion, avoid few things. Avoid 3 bad C's. There are few bad C's. First, never criticize. By criticizing others, you would never be able to change him. Never criticize, never complain, and never condemn. Then what to do? Use the 3 good C's. Always compliment and communicate and care. If you find any fault in others, if you try, you can also find something good in them. Instead of finding the bad things in them and saying it, if you just practice of finding the good things in them and saying it, he will be uplifted and he will try to do more good things. That's how you can change him. Develop a magnetic personality so that others feel good to come to you, discuss things with you, and finally goes back with much more belief and confidence. That is the kind of a personality you must develop. Any moment, offer your service if you could be of any help to others. Have a serving heart all the time. Never be judgmental. Before judging for some of his fault, first hold on. Do a countdown of 10 to 0. Maybe you have become very tempted and trying to say something bad in front of him. Just hold on. Hold your tongue. Count down 10 to 0. And try to put yourself in other person's shoes. If you were in similar situation, what you could have done. And then decide what you should say or do to that person. Don't jump the gun. Then I would suggest to be good in few of the following things. Number 1 is time management. You cannot manage time because there is maximum 24 hours in a day. So you have to manage your activities. So you always have a closed loop on where your times are going away. So use the time in a productive way. So manage the activities. They always have a practice of making a daily planner, weekly planner, monthly planner, yearly planner, and plan accordingly. Next is money management. There are lots of people who make a lot of money, but they are still broke. Broke means he makes very little money. It's not like that. A broke person means, suppose he is making X amount of money, but he is spending X plus 1. That means he is a broke person. Sorry. So you have to be a master in money management. With very less income also, people can lead their life very happily. Then you have to manage your mood management. Then comes relationship management. And relationships can be managed in the best way by saying sorry. Then comes personality management. There are so many different things. You have to give a close look on these things and develop the good habits, what we call the success habits. And definitely have enough fun and laughter in your lives. Finally, to end, I will just read out a few lines and you have to just try to figure out the inner meaning of all these lines. Firstly, do more than just exist. We call it live. Do more than just exist. We call it live. Do more than just look. We call it see. Do more than just hear. We call it listen. Do more than just read. We call it absorb. Do more than just think. We call it ponder. Do more than just belong. We call it participate. Do more than just care. We call it help. Do more than just believe. We call it practice. Do more than just be fair. We call it be kind. Do more than just forgive. We call it forget. And finally, do more than just dream. We call it work. So it was a very nice experience of mine to having the opportunity to share some of our ideas, some of our thoughts with you. And I hope that might be some of these ideas could help you in developing a nice career and becoming successful in your life. And thanks to Dr. Biman Mukherjee for inviting me in this kind of a seminar. I really enjoyed it a lot. And thank you. And back to Dr. Shobhik Sharma.
Thank you so much, sir.
আমি
The
ছেড়ে
channel is
দিই।
now open for open
থাকলে-
interaction with Subhasis sir. So if you have any question or do you want to react with sir, you can raise your hand and I will unmute you eventually. So if you have any question, please raise your hand. Or if you want to say, Mr. Ghosh, thank you, that would be a very grateful for us too.
তোমাদের কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকলে করতে পারো, যদি কোনো ক্ল্যারিফিকেশন লাগে মনে হয় যে বুঝতে কিছু জায়গা একটু ক্ল্যারিফাই করলে, স্যার একটু ক্ল্যারিফাই করলে ভালো হয়, ইউ ক্যান আস্ক freely, you can ask any kind of question. Anybody?
Yes, sir, I don't think anybody have any questions.
আচ্ছা, আমি একটা কোশ্চেন ছেলেদের তরফ থেকে করছি, মিস্টার ঘোষ। ছেলেদের actually they are trying to find out some jobs. So from your experience in the business environment, do you think those civil engineering particularly I refer to, because all my students here are civil engineering students mostly. So do you think jobs are really available in the market and they can go for job, or they should try thinking about any business proposition? And my second question would be, if that be so, should they be prepared and start thinking about individual business entrepreneurship line, or try to build themselves for preparing for jobs in a near future?
Thank you, Dr. Mukherjee, for this nice question. Yes, it is a very common question coming in the minds of most of the people, most of the parents, everybody, because actually, I am not from a business family, and I never thought of doing any business, because I also grew up with the idea of getting a good education, then finding a good job and being set in life. So that's how I started, and I also started my career also like that. But in between some things changed, definitely. But right now, the idea of getting a good job and get set in that job no more exists, for obvious reason. And we all know that the job situation worldwide is worsening and worsening. And yes, the top maybe 1%, 2% students, they will definitely get good jobs and they will have no problem. But for the average people, I'm not talking about the below, the medium average people, to have a set life with some set job is now a wishful thinking, I think. So we have to keep our options open to try to do something of our own. Because in job, what happens that, yes, there is very scarcity of government job for sure, and in the private jobs, that means you are leaving yourself to others at their mercy, because they will hire you, they will always have the right to fire you. So the control of your life you have already given to somebody else. So earlier there was no problem to it, but right now it is a problem for obvious reasons. Everybody knows it. So we have to accept the situation, and at the same time, maybe from the day one, definitely after finishing our studies, students will try to find a job for sure. Mostly, maybe some of them will start their business from day one if situation allows like that. But there are a lot of businesses coming up, and government is also encouraging that kind of a business, because you have to become an entrepreneur. Earlier our ideas was that, because I'm also from a job family, and for business I had the idea that business means a lot of investments, lot of risk, lot of negative things, lot of hanky pankies, something dishonest way of building something. So I was not very clear about doing any business, because that was not my cup of tea. But yes, right now situations have changed, and we have to keep our options open, ears and eyes open now to start a business, to become an entrepreneur. Investment might not be a reason not to get started. Know-how, maybe that is also available. You have to searching a job, and also searching for some business proposition. It may not be your engineering, maybe your engineering, but because as I said that we chose our profession of engineering because we thought that my hourly rate, when I will do a job as an engineer, I will make more money. So that's why we chose to become an engineer. And why civil engineer? I got the chance in civil engineering. That's why I became civil engineer. That's how situation things run. But if you find that there are other options available, which is a honest and dignified thing to do, and there also you can make more money, why should you not give it a try? Because you have become an engineer, that's why you cannot do other things. It's not like that. Like, now the career is open to everybody. You see, there are so many doctors who just change their profession and become a singer, become a film actor. There are examples like that. There are a chartered accountant. He is doing something different things. So it's all about following your heart, following your passion. It is not that since you studied engineering, you have to do engineering only. So you have to make money for sure, and you have to try to have the steering of your life in your hand. If the steering is in your hand, if you are making more, if you are making less, it is still your, because you can own it. When you are doing a business, the business you own. But when you are doing a job, maybe you are not owning the job. We also, I'm not putting down job. Definitely, we always aspire to have a good job, but at the same time, also look for other options. Also look for other options. And when the right situation comes, maybe we can switch. Just like I switched after doing a government job for almost 18, 19 years, I switched to my own business. So see, that happens. So
Okay,
yes.
okay. Okay, thank you so much. Nice, clarification. I think, Mr. Ghosh, it was so nice having you here with us. My students definitely got benefited. আমার যে প্রশ্নটা ছিল actually you have clarified more, because I wanted to put up a few more. So you mean to say that there should not be any bar, any constraint of having bogged down with something যে আমি civil engineering পড়ছি, so I cannot go beyond that. So there is no constraint that I don't have any money or I cannot think about something different. So there is nothing. So there are lots of opportunities. Only thing I have to explore and pick up something which I like, and I can give a try like that. So
Definitely with civil engineering also there are a lot of opportunities. I'm not I am not in favor of civil engineering. I am not in against civil engineering. Civil engineering is an option. If that option gives me enough scope of making money and having the steering in my own hands, then definitely I will pursue civil engineering job or civil engineering business or whatever it is. So we should think of something doing of our own. Maybe after 2, 3, 4, 5 years of experience in some jobs or parallelly or to start with, it's up to themselves.
তোমাদের আর কারো 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 কোনো কিছু প্রশ্ন থাকলে করতে পারো। সো সব সময় তো আমরা স্ট্রাকচার অ্যানালিসিস আর কংক্রিট টেকনোলজি আর এসব নিয়েই করেছি, ব্রিজ আর এইসব। সো নাও ওভারঅল একটা
আমি বলতে ভালোবাসি যে once upon a time I was a civil engineer. Association with civil engineering is lost for almost 20 plus years.
This is a great experience that we found somebody who was historically a civil engineer, but he has successfully forgotten the civil engineering and become successful in other profession. So, and my advice to all of my students that it is your choice where you want to go, and all kinds of, that is what I wanted to prove, that there are lots of opportunities available in the market. So it is now your choice, and it is now your part of responsibility to find out that and explore where we want to lead and where we want to reach. So with all that, I thank you, Mr. Ghosh. It was nice having you here. আমাদের সকলেরই খুব, ছেলেদের তরফ থেকে কেউ একটু কিছু বল, কাউকে একটু বল, ছেলেদের কাউকে বল। দেবাশিস বল, তাই দেবাশিস।
Good afternoon, sir.
বল।
Actually, I was trying to say many things, but I was actually mesmerized during this session. The thing is that the phrase I will definitely remember for long time, that you say actually there isn't a problem, only the absence of the idea to solve it. Definitely, I think that's definitely going to change my whole life now. I really want to say many a thing, and I'll be honest that I kind of don't like this kind of session because I believe that it's his or her way of thinking of being successful. But definitely it's the second time I'm finding it's quite interesting, and I was mesmerized during this kind of session, as you said. And in the end, I think I have only one thing to say: thank you for being here. I'm actually literally shaking, and yeah, definitely I think this session will going to change my life totally after this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Devashish. And I also pray to God that you also become truly successful and you find true happiness in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so with this we're going to end the session. But before we end our session, I would like to request Professor Dr. Biman Mukherjee to present an appreciation of token to Mr. Subhasis Ghosh by inaugurated the certificate of appreciation in front of all of our participants. So sir, please do the honor. I will share my screen and share the control to you so that you inaugurated the certificate. Sir, please.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Something new to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And thank you, sir. And now I would like to request.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yes.
So আমি সার্টিফিকেটটা দেখালি?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, সার্টিফিকেটটা দেখিয়েছি।
আমি শাওনিকে একটু দিতে বললাম, শাওনিকে বলেছে?
শাওনি, ওকে।
অনুসু আছে, শাওনি আছে, ওদের একটু বলতে বল। শাওনি চলে গেছে নাকি বেরিয়ে গেল?
নো স্যার, সি ইজ হিয়ার।
আছে নেই শ্রাবণী নেই অনুসুয়া কোথায় এই যে শ্রাবণী আছে শ্রাবণী বল একটু শুনতে পাচ্ছে না নাকি ছেড়ে দে
Okay, sir.
অনুসুয়া নেই না
No, sir.
অনুসুয়াও নেই বলে
No, sir. And
অনুসুয়া
lastly,
নেই
I would
সুমিত,
like to
ঠিক
request Professor Biman Mukherjee to please email the certificate to Subhasis sir after closing
okay
of this
okay
ceremony.
I'll do that
And
did you share the certificate
yes, sir, I do share the certificate.
সার্টিফিকেটটা দেখেছিস
हाँ, sir, দেখিয়েছি।
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ghosh. Actually, from on behalf of our JS group, Narula Institute of Technology and Department of Civil Engineering, on behalf of principal of the institute and as this head of the department of Civil Engineering department, I thank you very much and for the fantastic, session we had. Actually, as expected, I was expecting something like this only. So it was exactly the same way. So thank you very much. আমরা যদি স্টুডেন্টদের কাছ থেকে প্রচুর রিকোয়েস্ট আসে আমরা কিন্তু কিছু করতে পারবো না মেবি ইউ হ্যাভ টু স্পেয়ার সাম মোর টাইম ফর আস আমি এইটুকুই বলতে পারি লাস্টে সো ইট ওয়াজ ফ্যান্টাস্টিক আমাদের কিছু ভার্চুয়ালি দেওয়ার নেই সামনাসামনি হলে একটু কিছু করা যেত তো এখানে আমরা একটু ওই সার্টিফিকেটটাই আপনাকে মেল করে দেবো
That is nice, very nice appreciation, something new to me. And I really enjoyed the program and I am really privileged and honored to be a part of this program. Thank you